Good evening, Ruskin Jewers. Hope you're doing all right. So, as you can see here, this is the Complete the Sets Rust store for November 21, 2024, and this is the first 24 hours of sales. Do you notice something a little bit ridiculous? Yes. See that No Mercy backpack right there? See that hard suit backpack right there? They've sold quite a lot. Now, for the skin creators, absolutely wonderful. For us investors, Now, I am going to talk about how when an item first becomes skinnable, the first few skins that come out, they tend to get a lot of interest. But does it retain interest? That's a big problem that you need to learn about, because large backpacks, whilst they are the new skinnable items that we have in the game, it's expected, based on what Facepunch said, how they worded it, there's likely going to be even more items becoming skinnable. So this behaviour, it's a warning. This whole video is a warning. It's so that you're prepared for if it happens again, whatever might become skinnable next, SKS maybe, we shall see. Anyway, basically, I'm going to talk about how this is looking a little bit concerning. If you're looking at these skins and thinking, oh, easy, quick flips, well, I think far too many people are thinking like that, which is causing the problem. So let's talk a little bit more. No Mercy Backpack, 24,354 subscribers. The amount that this has sold in the first 24 hours has surpassed skins from the previous week after being on sale for the full week. Well, that is ridiculous, but clearly people really want it. And it's not just that. Of course, Blackout Burlap is also selling just as much. People genuinely did like this skin. But buried under all of that, there's still a lot of people that have bought these in excess with a pure intent to want to sell these and try and make a quick flip profit. When too many people are like that, that's when problems start to arise. So I'm thinking that whilst we have very high demand, the stock's very likely still going to go up too much. There's going to be too much excess stock. I'm worried about that. Now, this behaviour has basically been influenced based on the fact that these are the first ever brand new skinnable backpacks. Now, I know we had the Twitch drop, but these can be bought, sold, traded. You get the idea. Now, looking at that right there, 24,000 subscribers, the best thing I can compare this to is the Neon Small Med Storage from earlier this year, when we had all those Neon Small Storage skins appearing, and we got that supplementary extra collection for the Neon Storage collection. Those sold wildly, crazily, and they ended up with a lot of listings on the Steam market. They all did go down in price. We saw that happen, and I'm going to show that off to you in a bit, but that did 25,761 subscribers. Absolutely ridiculous. So just to clarify, subscriber counts, what are they? A subscriber count is every person who purchases the skin automatically subscribes to the skin. The thing is, though, we cannot track how many skins they bought. So at the very least, after the first 24 hours of sales, that No Mercy backpack right there, 24,354 individual people bought it. The vast majority very likely just bought one for themselves. And I get it, it looks cool. Again, people don't have any other backpacks to, make their skins to put in their backpacks. Also, people that like to use whiteout and whatnot, that's probably the best option. So, okay, that's totally understandable, but still, I do believe a lot of people have bought this in excess with the pure intent to sell, and I do believe there's going to be issues of when there's far too many people trying to make a quick flip profit, they will start undercutting each other. So, undercut, and the price will gradually go down because of it. So, let's now hop over to here. This is what it currently looks like. It's been like an hour later since I put that tweet out. Blackout has now surpassed No Mercy, but it's still ridiculous and hard to, not as ridiculous, but still ridiculous. So let's now quickly remind you that Neon Small Med Storage did over 50,000 subscribers. Yep. So, okay, that very likely is going to get close to that number. And that is a very, very, very high number for sales. Now, of course, Blackout's very likely going to end up the same, but I'm here to talk about the backpacks. Now, Hardsuit, rough guess, probably around 30,000 subscribers. But as you can see, we don't have many options. It's literally just become skinnable very recently. But here's the thing. They are the brand new first ever skins that you can buy. And whilst they're very popular at the moment, will they retain interest forever? There will be more skins being made. There will be more skins being put into Rust stores. Are they always going to manage to retain the interest? This is where the problems start to arise. This is where my concerns begin. Okay, so let's just imagine this does 50,000 subscribers. How many listings are we probably going to see on the Steam market? Well, we just looked at that, didn't we? And as we look at this now, after almost 6 months, being available on the Steam market, 324 listings. But I should also point out, $1.45. It's not that far off from its rush store price, literally 4 pennies. Now, over the course of the past few months, it did go down in price pretty badly. A lot of those neon small storages did go down in price a fair bit, but they are starting to recover. The autumn-fall seasonal dip wasn't that bad, because, the player count's been pretty good. Yes. Look at the peak today. Wow. Anyway, back over to here. With what we see here, with that amount of listings, by default, that's concerning, because by default, with all the skins that we tend to see on the Steam market, on average, they'll have around 100 listings. That tends to be the average. So to see this with 324, okay, that's looking a little bit troublesome. But even then, the demand for this has worked out strong enough that it's still selling nicely. It's basically at evens. Okay? So that's nice to see, but it did go down in price. I'm going to sit here and say that these two skins, over the course of the next 2 months, because we are about to go through December and January, and there's expected to be quite a lot of people not working as much, and kids not in school as much. See this player count over here? I'm under the assumption it's only going to get even better. So more people playing the game, more demand for skins, better skin prices. I've been yapping about that for quite a while now, but I'm sure you got that in your head. So hopefully things only get even better, or at least stay around like this. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is these skins, they're special now. They very likely will retain value over the course of the next 2 months. But we then have a problem of the next dip, the next bad times. That'll be Easter. February, March, April, we tend to see a bit of a drop-off with player counts, and you'll see that over to here. So look at January, then look at February, then look at March, then look at April. Still very good this year, should point out. But then you look at summer and you can see it rises up ever so nicely. So, yeah, be aware of that. Less people playing the game, less demand for skins, lower skin prices. Cool. All right, so if you happen to own these and you bought some with the pure intent to make some sales, you probably want to make sure you sell them before February time. And January time, with it expecting, so for January 2025, the force swipe is expected to be on January 2nd, very early and very close to New Year's Day. I'm under the assumption that a lot of kids won't be going back to school until January 6th. Quite a lot of people probably aren't immediately going back to work either. So I think January is going to have a lot of people playing. And again, with even more people playing, even better prices. So, okay, that's the comforting thing. But what we have here, this behaviour, where it's the first ever skins for these items, this has kind of happened before. The last items to become skinnable was back in 2021. We had the L96 and we had the Roadsign gloves. And you're going to laugh at this. Let's go see what the first skins were for the L96. Guess what they were? And guess how many sales happened? So, as we scroll down, you can see these are all in order of, recent acceptances and whatnot. Not exactly doing very well overall. How often are you even using an L96 and how often are you skinning it? Okay, but let's just scroll down. Guess what was the... There's a No Mercy. Guess how many sales it did? 52,000 subscribers. Huh. That's a very weird coincidence. But the point I'm trying to get across is it's down half price. Like, it sold for $3.49. It's now selling at $1.67. That is awkward. Now, as we look at this on the Steam market, it only has 67 listings. This did come out 3 years ago. As time went on, it's ended up like this. But there's not that much interest in it, clearly, as you can see. And how does it behave on the Steam market, where it instantly went down a price and then it went lower and lower and lower? Then, as when times were good, it did kind of go back up again here and there, but it never fully matched up to its rush store price ever again. You can clearly see that initially there was a lot of interest in this with the amount of sales it had, but then more appeared, then more appeared, then more appeared, and then it wasn't so special anymore. But also you should take into consideration that L96s, the skins don't really tend to work out very nicely either. Let's go take a look at Roadsign gloves, because everybody loves using Roadsign gloves, don't they? Right, so real quick question. What skins do you reckon were the first few skins to be accepted for Roadsign gloves? You already know, don't you? So, as you can see, these are all the recent ones. The majority of Roadsign gloves are in the positive from notable collections and whatnot. And as we scroll down, oh, look at that. Phantom Roadsign gloves and then No Mercy Roadsign gloves. I know, it's funny, but initially, this did 20,000 subscribers, and then we had the No Mercy Roadsign gloves, 35,000 subscribers, well, yep, there you go, and then you see Corrupted, and then you see some of these other ones, and, the majority of these are in the positive, but these are down bad. They sold a little bit too much. Now, if I could just look at these gloves specifically, the No Mercy ones, 35,000 subscribers. If I go look at this, look at all the clothing and armor pieces for the No Mercy collection, and you might notice that this has about 10,000 subscribers, Tier 2, about 17 to 18,000 subscribers. Tier 3, about 20,000 subscribers. And then you have these Roadsign gloves, which came out a couple years later, and they sold a little bit too much. That didn't really work out well for it, did it? No, it did not. But obviously, at the time, this was one of the most in-demand and most valuable collections. A lot of people saw this. By default, they're like, well, that looks cool. And it's the first, one of the first ever Roadsign glove skins. I've got to buy it. And then, of course, a lot of people wanted to make a quick flip, bought a little bit too much. And as time went on, it didn't really work out very nicely. But you should also notice that, I know, after a good 3 years, there's only 24 listings. But if you were to also look at all the other gloves, you'd remember that, there's like whiteout gloves and comics gloves and whatnot. So if people were looking for white gloves, there were other options that appeared. But that's the point I'm trying to get across. What happens if we get a whiteout backpack? Yeah, what about a comics backpack or an Arctic Skull backpack or just another white backpack? There was the Arctic Protection backpack as well. Do you reckon this might potentially lose interest? Because I think it would. Yeah, so I feel like I got that point across. Also, hardsuit. How many people here like using metallic collections? Because I've seen metallic collections, plenty of them, and they don't really tend to work out super great. Now, hardsuit collection, just take a look at that. And you tell me, does that look to be super in demand? Now, with the arrival of the backpack, the Tier 2 did rise up in price quite nicely, so that's a nice thing to see. But still, this is looking pretty damn bad. And what other collections do we have? Well, literally, just a couple months back, we have Heavy Knight, don't we? So here's Heavy Knight. Do you reckon that could get a backpack fairly soon? Maybe. Maybe people just use the hardsuit backpack with this. Or Damascus collection. Or, what was it? Cyber collection. Do you remember that one? Yeah, there's a lot of weird metallic sets. Anyway, be concerned. There will be more skins being introduced. Christmas time, I've said this already, I bet you there'll be like a Santa sack. Yeah, I know it sounds weird. Santa's sack with all his presents and whatnot, I'm pretty sure we'll get some sort of Christmas-themed backpack. I feel like that might happen. But anyway, this is selling ridiculously, and then when more options appear, it's likely going to drop off, and I feel like we're going to start really noticing it once we delve into February time. February, March, April, the Easter dip. All skins in general are expected to go down in price, but these, I feel like they'll go down and potentially maybe not recover. But if there's interest in this more specifically, because I know this one's more in demand, if there's enough demand, it will very likely retain interest and retain value for the foreseeable future, but just don't assume it's going to go up in price ridiculously. However, within the first month or two, things might be interesting for it. This is why I suggest if you bought these with wanting to make a flip, you want to sell them at the latest in January time. That's for you to be concerned about. But you've got time to play around and wait it out. If you bought a ridiculous amount of these on Thursday, you can refund them. You have 48 hours to be able to refund anything that you bought directly from the Rust store. You can just sit there and say, I don't really like them anymore, and they'll just refund it. You can't do that excessively. But if it's the first time you've ever done it, yeah, they wouldn't question it. So, yeah, No Mercy Backpack. 50,000 subscribers by next Thursday. We'll see. Hardsuit Backpack, 30,000 subscribers. We shall see. And don't even get me started with Blackout. But clearly people were kind of happy with some of the choices. Complete the sets. It's fun. Right. Do I have skins? Good sir. Good sir. I have plenty of skins. I have far too many. What a wonderful question that was. Right, anyway, so talking about the likes of the Hardsuit collection, I've frozen in time. He was supposed to be dancing. Oh, there you go, yeah. I talked for so long that he forgot what he was doing, but now he's all happy and nice and shiny. I already showed these off in my Rust rotation video. Feel free to go give that a good watch. I tried my best to showcase these skins to the best of my ability, but yeah, Hardsuit, I'm a little bit more worried for this one. I am. Because I can't help but assume there'll be a lot more metallic backpacks being produced compared to white backpacks, alright? So be a little bit concerned, but at the very least, Hardsuit collection. Do you like what you see? Do you want to become a man made out of metal? Consider looking at the collection. Good work there, Mr. Shedmon, and of course, good work there, Mr. Bad Trip, with your skin as well. So, on the horizon, will we see more items becoming skinnable? Well, there's actually a poll you can look at. You know, in the workshop, you will see all these skin submissions. Well, I'm sure many of you are well aware of that German guy's top picks lists. Well, every single top picks list that you see, there's always a thing that's right there. Vote for the next potential Skinnables. What? Straw poll. What? Well, we'll click that and we'll go ahead and take a look. I will have this linked in the description if you go directly and take a look at this. So yeah, we have 44 items listed right here, and you can drag and drop them in order of what you'd like to see become Skinnables. So if I was to go ahead and see, let's see, beds, I need to have a race car bed in my life. I need a race car bed in Rust. I'm going to drag that all the way to the top. I desperately need that. I'm prioritizing that as number one. Do you see how it gets 44 points now? So if you were to go through all of these, like bone armor, I could have that as number 2, and horse armor, no, I'm going to go away. What about a submarine? Yellow submarine, please. Anyway, you get the idea. Prioritize these in order of what you feel like you most want to become skinnable, and then you can submit it. So you go all the way down here, you can vote, or if you just want to look at the results, that's what we're going to do right here. You can see what the current scores are. Tool cupboard, it's on top. Funny that, didn't we get skinnable tool cupboards quite recently? Yes, we did. And then there's a bit of bed. And there's handmade LMG, tactical gloves. You can scroll all the way down. Now, just to quickly point these out, you see these 5 here? They were added later on, so that's why they don't have as many points. Nail gun is literally just that low because people don't care for it. So yeah, feel free to take part in this. The more the merrier, because much better insight of what people want more of. But yeah, this has been around for quite a long time now, almost 2 years. And yes, Tool Cupboard did become skinnable earlier this year. It's not something you can submit skins for in the workshop yet, but Face Punch have introduced Tool Cupboard skins. So cool. Express your opinion. Help us out. Anyway, so if you bought these skins, don't worry. Look, if you just bought one for yourself, there's no issue for you because you treated yourself. You supported those skin creators. You want to see them put out even nicer and creative designs in the future. But if you probably already bought maybe 50 or 100, yeah, maybe that is a bit concerning. But this is why I always sit here and say never rush into making an investment. Wait it out. Always wait it out until the next Wednesday. Then look at the sales. Then make considerations. And these backpacks right here, they are abnormal. Right, we can use that Tom to our advantage. If you don't know what abnormals are, all you got to do is just hop over to Hedge's YouTube and watch his most recent Rust Skin Abnormal Barders for November 21, 2024. Watch the first 5 minutes, look in the description, scroll down, go to the Barders chapter, and you can see us quite literally waiting at the very precise second all those skins become marketable, and we put our barders down, and hopefully in the future we'll be picking these skins up for a much cheaper price. Yes indeed. Oh yes indeed. In fact, just a goofy little example, this is Counter-Strike, but it really gets the point across. I bought a $350 skin yesterday for like 60 cents. SSGC Calico. Yeah, that's really expensive. I know it's not Rust, but the point still remains. That is absolutely ridiculously expensive. And yeah, first come, first serve. If you put down a fast enough buy order and someone lists it at that price and within your range, you're the one who picks these skins up. Yeah, it's like $350. That'd be fun. That's a lovely bit of profit for Mr. Hedge. Anyway, so point made. If you like the skins, you could buy them for yourself, no issue. But if you want to make investments, use that time to your advantage. Next Wednesday, I will be on stream. We will be looking at all the skins. We will be making decisions in regards to how much money we want to offer for all of them. We'll put our barders down and we'll see what happens next. So yes, I'll be on stream, 9 p.m. London time next Wednesday. Look at the description. You'll see the links to all of my socials and whatnot. And we'll see how it all turns out. Now, don't forget, go in the workshop and go look at the backpack skins that are being submitted. There will be a lot more. Now, of course, there's a lot of quite weird ones, but oh, look, Blackout backpack. That's looking pretty interesting. And then if we go over to here, I did mention this Arctic Protection backpacks right there as well. I'm sure you've seen the Arctic Protection collection, the primitive set. Yep, look at that. Cool. So if you want to get a better look at many more backpack skins, consider going over to my YouTube, scroll down a bit. You'll see that quite recently I showed off a lovely batch of them all here on display. And yes, I did show off the No Mercy backpack and the Hardsuit backpack in this video. Flashbacks maybe? Arctic Protection maybe? We shall see. So thank you very much for watching the video. Be cautious. There will become more items that will be skinnable, and the exact same behaviour very likely will happen all over again. People will rush to buy out bunches of them, and eventually, if it's going to be like the Roadsign gloves and the L96s, they go down in price pretty hard. More options appear. They become less special. They don't retain interest anymore. So that is basically the conclusion. All right. So we'll see how these roll out. As I said, I think they'll retain most of their value for the next 2 months. But then after that, I worry for it. So Cool. That's it. That's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching the video. Best of luck with you and your investments. Let's see how things progress over the course of the next 2 months. Hopefully we'll see even more people playing, and hopefully our Ruskins only go even higher in price. That's the ideal world that we want to live in. I should also quickly point this out. Look at the progress I've had with making some sales. You can sell your skins right now if you really want to. Prices aren't the absolute peak, but they're still very good. And I must have made at least like $500, $600 worth of sales so far. Wasn't really that hard. All right then. So yeah.